There's no hero car that is more recognizable or popular than the original Ford Mustang. You've got to think of films like Steve McQueen's Bullitt, Gone in 60 Seconds, the original and the Nick Cage version, and there's a host of others. This original 67 Mustang that we've got here is running a 427 cubic inch V8, 7 litres for us that work in the metric system. Makes almost 400 horsepower and puts it down to the rear wheels through a limited slip diff and an automatic gearbox. Just look at this thing. It is amazing. It is a symphony in sheet metal. But 6 generations down the line with the new Ford Mustang, the S550, available in South Africa with a 5-litre V8, has it lost that character? Has it lost the punch? Has the icon gone wandering? Oh, 427, that's the big boy, that's the 7-litre. But what else is large, muscular and imposing? Let's call him Fresh.
Hey.
How you doing?
How you doing, brother?
All good, all
Hey,
good, all good.
I'm good, man.
You.
I wouldn't say I'm a car expert. I'm a lover of cars.
Love cars,
but I'm not an expert yet.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So what are we doing here?
We want to see. I want to compare these two, and I want to see how much has been lost.
Sure.
And this one is now available in South Africa, and this is what's available to South Africans. As much as we lust after this one,
Yes, sir.
I want to know if that one's still got that same sort of punch.
You know what? I think this is cool contemporary look. But, you know, car lovers will always tell you that nothing beats, you know, the look of muscle. It's nostalgic. But I think if we were to go on looks alone, this says I've got experience. This is like an older man.
Yes.
If we're talking dating, this is like, you know, a blingy kind of date you're going on, but you don't know what's going to happen at the end of the date. You guarantee satisfaction here. Let's find out if we'll get it from this. You know, not to say safety is not an issue, but back then you just made a beast and put it on the road.
That was it.
You know, nowadays it's like we need to add airbags, we need to add this. You know, the front must be collapsible. Like I said, I'm not against technology, but I'm just saying these were made to be sheer brutes.
It was an engine, 4 wheels and a steering wheel, and that was it.
That's all it was. And if you were lucky, you had little slots for your feet so you can slow down if your brakes don't work.
Which often they wouldn't.
Exactly.
Okay.
But let's find out. I'm
keen. We
keen.
need to take this for a drive.
Yes, please.
So let's climb into this one. Let's go and take a drive.
Okay.
And let's go and compare them. Let's see what you think. .427 and 39 years old.
What?
No, that's actually older. It's 49 years old.
Yeah, so 67, right?
67.
Yeah, it's 49.
49, not 39. I mean, this makes just all the right sounds.
Yeah.
This has a very particular soundtrack that is unmistakable. Okay, granted, I mean, we're hearing fuel pumps and that, which is all part of a...
Whole experience.
It's a part of it's a slightly more modern approach to things. Usually you're hearing the induction roar from a carburetor.
Yeah, how's the braking system on this?
I see that they've upgraded the braking system, but it still feels quite wooden.
Yeah.
Yes, it feels industrial. It feels like it's made out of wrought iron. What was your first car that's worth mentioning, man?
I think the Golf 1 is always worth mentioning.
It is. I mean, in South Africa, it's always. I mean, that's a.
Yeah, first car was Golf 1. I bought it in 1997.
Yeah.
It cost me all of, I think, 35,000 rand, brand new.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that shows you where car prices have gone.
Yeah,
they've become
now.
just ridiculous.
I mean, I was on a salary of 5,000 rand, and they allowed me to buy a car. You know. And I remember remember the VX1 mags?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Claws.
Yes.
Yes.
Some little spokes, and they used to stick out so far.
Yeah, those had flip. I mean, those curbs loved those.
Yes. Oh, no, that was the Curb Monster.
Yes.
That was a famous one.
So I remember I got those. I mean, those were still...
Oh, those are still very trendy.
They just come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it cost me 5,000 rand.
Jeez.
So So I installed, obviously I put those tackies on,
Yeah.
aircon for another 5,000 rand, because the Golf one then didn't
Yeah,
have
it didn't
aircon.
have aircon. It didn't have ABS. No power steering. Nothing, yeah.
So yeah, so I redid the interior, redid the leather, aircon obviously, put sound in there.
Do you like personalising your cars?
Yeah, I think a car should be an extension of your personality, not an extension of your And I think people always get it wrong. I think your car should, say a lot about who you are.
But it's a very South African thing where we tie it to our wallets,
Yeah.
So driving something like the Mustang, which is notoriously well overpriced,
Yeah,
the new one, it's just showing that, listen, I've got more money than common sense.
sure. But listen, I think generally, once you're about to cross the 1 million rand threshold, more often than not, I find it's guys that can afford it. At least, with the people I know. Sounds insane.
Oh man, that's a proper sound, hey?
Yeah,
I was expecting a little more rush from it, if I have to be honest.
yeah.
You sit there and you say, it's a 7 litre, but I think it's still pulling a massive, massive chunk of metal. Let's see what you think of it.
All right.
I mean, it is. The steering's all weighty and, like I say, the brakes feel wooden.
Yeah. So it feels like my Golf 1, just with a V8.
Very much so. I was actually going to liken it to that and say that, you know what, South Africa's Mustang is the Golf 1. It's the car that sort of mobilises you. So,
Yeah, the cockpit is not made for big guys, eh?
which I find massively ironic,
Yeah.
because the Americans are known to be quite husky characters.
Yes.
And,
But, I mean, if I had a belly, this would be a problem.
yeah.
I had a good old-fashioned Chevy Tahoe,
Yeah.
I think in 2000. That was a fucking machine, eh?
I mean, that is.
I mean, it drank petrol, but it was worth it, though. And the sound was insane. It was.
And it's the price you pay. Is, you can't expect a car that sounds as good and has that sort of torque
Yes.
to be as economical as a little city runaround.
Yeah, this feels very 70s in terms of its.
I mean, you drove some of your uncle's cars, correct?
Not legally.
Not legally,
yeah.
but yeah.
I started driving when I was 11.
Oh, so you got an early start at it.
I started driving when I was 11. The problem with starting early is when you start early and you have access to cars, getting your license stops being a priority.
Yes.
Because a lot of kids get a license so that they can have access to the cars.
Which is typically 18.
Exactly. But with me, from age 11, 12, I mean, by age 15, 16, I could take my dad's truck. He had like a ton of trucks.
Yeah.
And by the time I was 15, I was driving the 5-ton truck. I'd go to the market, get cattle feed, and drive to the farm. Our farm it's almost near the Kalahari Desert.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, there's a link.
And so you're driving like 4 hours in a 5-ton truck.
Jeepers, yeah.
And drop off the cattle feed and drive back.
So at what age did you eventually get your license then?
24.
24. Been driving for 9 years, well, more than 9 years.
Only because my sister turned 18 and got her license.
Okay.
And then my dad says, now look at you, like, what the fuck are you waiting for?
What are you currently driving?
I have a ML63. The guys at Race have done it up for me.
Nice.
So they blacked it all out. They literally gone stealth on it.
You're a fan of the V8 stuff?
Matte black, yeah. And then I have an SRT8. The guys at Greenstone did that one up for me.
Nice.
Because I want a car done up.
Yes, yeah.
And then,
like you say, it's an extension of the personality. And I
Exactly.
mean, you're a known personality with a very specific personality. So.
And then I have a Jeep Wrangler. I did a 5-inch raise on it. I put massive balloon tires, PlayStation, DVD player, sound. It's a lounge, pretty much.
Nice.
But I hardly drive it. I mean, I've had it for 12 years. It's only done 60,000 Ks.
Some meat under there, but I get the feeling that it's a little more song and dance.
It barks a lot, but you're not going anywhere.
No, nothing's really happening to it.
Exactly. I expected a bit more.
You do. You sort of expect a little more sense of occasion.
I thought I'd be glued to the flipping seat.
Yeah. Do you think it's because we've been spoiled?
I think we have been. Yeah.
Spoiled modern power.
I think modern power. I mean, even like your AMG sound. I mean, that's.
Yeah. I mean, you're coming from a '63. You know what a V8's supposed to pull like. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Small things, that just driving them back to back now, the way the steering wheel feels in your hand, I never really picked it up before.
Yeah. That
this steering wheel is actually quite thin for a performance car, but it does feel very similar to that of that 67.
Yeah. So meaning what? They haven't changed some of the smaller details?
There's some of the smaller details, even the seating position, the dashboard, the upright steering wheel. It's all it's very true.
Yeah.
But you're sitting in it, and it's considerably more convenient, and it's easier to turn. The brakes work beautifully, wonderfully.
It's a smoother ride.
Considerably smoother.
It's a 2016 ride. You know?
But not in the same sense. There's still something very, and dare I say it, retro about it.
Yeah.
There's a pick up and go, just a little more urgency, because essentially we're sitting in a 302 here.
Yeah.
And that's a Ford 27. The 302 is a 5 litre, and the other one was a 7 litre. But this is also making 400 horsepower.
Is the other one heavier? Because it takes off like it's
heavy.
It's carrying more than just me and you.
Yeah, I think it's made out of something a little thicker than just tin aluminium. But I don't want to say it's 1/4-inch steel plate, but I think it's a considerably heavier vehicle.
It's actually not bad.
It's not bad. I don't know if I'm still battling to justify the price on these.
Yeah.
I feel that they're a little pricey, especially in the South African market. A $35,000, $40,000 dollar car shouldn't be fetching,
But I mean, we get snide like that though with all of the cars that come in though.
We do, yes.
Yeah, I think it has a slight more sense of urgency.
There definitely is a greater sense of urgency in this one.
We need to go, and we go.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's still, it feels like it's still trying to gather its breath.
But would it turn the heads like that one?
Like that one. And I think that's the big question here.
I mean, if we were to strip the orange away, because obviously the orange
the orange makes it something to watch, eh?
But would this build be, the magnet appeal of the 67 is insane.
It is. It's phenomenal. I mean, this is a massive head-turner car.
Yeah.
But I think it has lost a little bit of that punch. It's a sense of nostalgia with this.
Yes.
But it isn't the classic.
And it's like movie nostalgia, not just nostalgia.
That's it.
Like Route 66 nostalgia.
That's it.
Like all the cliches you've seen on American films. That
is it. Yeah.
Yes. So I couldn't be in here with my kids then. What a bummer. So you have 4 kids.
I mean, okay, I've got the steering wheel all the way down, but how tall are you?
6'3", 6'4".
6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, 1.8. I feel like if there was any problem, this would stop quicker
than that one. Straight away, it's got that impression that there's things in here that actually work.
Yes. It's actually comfortable.
It is. It's got a very good driving position. It's a position that I didn't really think was or should be likened to a Mustang.
And I have way more space in here.
Yeah, it is. It's actually quite a claustrophobic cabin, the original Mustang.
But also because there's no roof here.
Yeah. straight away. It's a day and night.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, but it needs work. That sound needs to be worked on.
Still too subtle, hey?
Yeah, it's just too subtle, man.
So this one's got, would you say that this one's got more the go and
Yes.
less of the show?
Show.
It's the Coyote V8. I mean, it's a well-known 5-litre V8. It's performance-orientated enough.
Okay, so
So what car do you have your eye on at the moment?
because I slowed down in terms of cars and purchases, I was not really in a hurry to buy a car because Mini sponsor me.
Okay.
So they've built a special JCW pacement for me.
Okay.
It's been on a ship for 3 months now from Germany.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for that to see what they've built. So, I do work with Mini, so I'm waiting on that.
Okay.
I wasn't in a hurry to buy a car, but I almost got the Infinity last year.
Mm-hmm.
Friends of mine were gonna work on the engine and the exhaust system for like an extra 100, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this gives you power now.
Sense of urgency is certainly there. Hey?
Like now. And it feels safer.
It does.
You don't feel like you're gonna roll.
And it feels planted, eh?
Yeah. Okay.
Would you spend your money on it? In a different colour?
I can't justify what they're charging, but I would pay it. So it's one of those, you're getting something that is overpriced, but it's worth it because you want it.
You can justify it in a certain way.
The satisfaction of I got it because I wanted it sometimes outweighs that it's overpriced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And resale value and that type
exactly.
of thing. It's the price that you're willing to pay for that satisfaction.
Exactly. So she's actually decent.
Pleasantly surprising?
Yeah.
Do you think it still captures the essence of that 67 back?
It doesn't catch the essence of the 67, but I don't think they were trying to necessarily catch the essence of the 67. You still want a car that looks contemporary,
Yeah.
but still looks menacing on the road. And I think this still has that.
So that
It still has
you think
elements.
that they've blended it pretty well?
Yeah, it still has elements of, you're still getting good old-fashioned American muscle.
Yes.
So yeah.
But in a package that makes it
But
relative to that.
we've made it such that you'll still enjoy the ride. You'll
Yeah.
be comfortable.
And it is. I mean, it's a disturbingly comfortable car
Yes,
with a
it
good
is.
driving position.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. Well, Fresh, I want to say thank you very much, man.
Thank you, man.
Absolute
Thank
pleasure
you.
driving with you.
So yes, I would spend money on this. Definitely would. But I'd do work on the engine and
As you would. You
Yeah.
customize your cars. You personalize them.
Make
them yours.
I can't drive a car that's stock standard.
Yeah. No, it's almost a crime.
I've never done it, and I don't think I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Imagine.